The Auracle
ASMR.
There was once a forest, deep and wide, so wide you could never see the end of it. And in the forest there were things that you couldn't quite explain. Living things, and some not so living. So one day a girl went into the forest to try and investigate and see what she could find. So she packed her bags and went on a little adventure. But you see, the girl didn't have a map. Not that it would do her any good. But anyway, she got lost. So lost, she didn't know where up was or down. She didn't know east or west. She didn't even understand who she was. So the girl cried out and asked for the forest to help her, and the forest replied. It replied in many, many different ways. Trees rustled, the feathers of birds flapped, and animals replied with their chirps, their tweets, their barks, their growls. And this scared the girl very much, because she didn't know if these things were going to harm her. But they were simply just telling the girl that they were there, they were present, that they existed. And so the girl asked again, and she said that she just wanted to go home. And again the forest replied. This time things lit up. It was a magical show of lights and lots of sounds. But then a path appeared, so the girl took her bag and followed the path. And it led the way, but it didn't lead the way home, not where she came from. It led to a new home, one that she was about to discover. The girl continued down the path. It went on and on and on until the girl grew tired. So she left the path and went to lean against a large tree. Its stump was large and wide. Its leaves rustled. The branches creaked. And then the tree spoke. This frightened the girl, and she stood, grabbed her bag and ran. Stay on the path, the tree said. It said it several times as the girl walked away. Stay on your path. And so the girl did. And she didn't leave the path again. She kept going, although she was really tired and she just wanted to rest. But more than anything, she just wanted to go home. She continued down the path till she saw the path's end, And the end was not what she expected. It ended with a cottage. This wasn't home, but she was glad because she just wanted to get some rest until she could then continue her journey home. She walked towards the cottage and knocked on the door. A young boy answered the door, about her age. He smiled and said, "Come in. I've been waiting for you." And so the girl walked in, and there was something strange about the boy. He seemed very familiar, and so did this cottage. It was almost as if she'd been here before, and the boy seemed to be like someone she knew for a long time, yet she couldn't place him. He was very friendly. He gave her some food, something to drink, and then somewhere for her to rest. As she did, she grew very sleepy, and the boy said that she could sleep safely in this cottage, and so she did. She let her eyes close and drift off into a deep slumber. When the girl woke again, the boy was standing by the door. He said, "Are you ready to go home?" The girl got up, and then it happened. All of a sudden, something inside her snapped, and it was as if everything she thought she knew was broken, and everything that was in front of her made sense. The boy that she thought she didn't know was in fact her brother. This cottage that she thought was one she didn't recognize was her home. It wasn't the home she thought was home, but it was one that was familiar. She asked the boy, Where am I? And he replied, "You are home. You've been lost for a very long time, but I'm very glad that you've come home again." The girl sat confused, and she said, "But I've been in the forest and I was looking for my home, not this home." Another home. And the boy said, "Well, you've been asleep for a very, very long time. Yes, you were in the forest and that's where we found you. But it seems you were dreaming. The forest helped you come home. This is your home." And then the girl shook her head and looked to the ground. She was so confused. Then the boy said, "Well, I can show you, but we have to go now before it gets dark. Otherwise we'll get lost." And so the girl put on her shoes and followed her brother into the forest. They walked down the path. They followed its winding path all the way to a stream. When they got to the stream, they knelt beside it and looked into the clear water. And then the boy said, "Touch it." She looked at him and said, "What do you mean?" He then said it again. Simply touch the water. It will show you. And so the girl did. And sure enough, she saw everything. She saw her first trip into the forest. She saw the dark. She saw all the things she discovered. And then she saw herself sleep. And then dream. And then her brother, who found her. But then she asked, "But where are the birds? Why are we living in the cottage alone?" The boy said, We're not alone. We have the forest. The forest is our family." And the girl was confused yet again. Where are our parents? The boy looked at her and smiled. Do you not know who you are? You are part of this forest. The trees, the animals, they are our family. You are a nymph. You've always been a nymph. But then one day you drank from the stream, and you convinced yourself that you were a human. A human cannot know the things we know. That is a sickness that we get sometimes. But then it seems you're cured because you can see me. So you see, you are home. This is your family. And then the girl looked up and smiled.